But Britney's battle is still not over because we're now hearing Jamie won't give up without a fight. In the meantime, Britney started sharing more bizarre Instagram posts, and the fans are now genuinely concerned about her mental well-being. How did Britney react to her dad agreeing to step down? Will Jamie Spears actually give up the conservatorship role? And why are some fans now saying that it might be too late and that Britney is no longer mentally fit to handle her own affairs? That's what we're talking about today, so stay with us to get the latest scoop. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more breaking celeb news. After years of fighting to break free from her father's control, Britney Spears finally scored a major victory on Thursday, August 12th, when it was announced that Jamie Spears would be stepping down as her conservator. Back in 2008, Britney's father and attorney, Andrew Wallet, were granted first temporary and then permanent conservatorship over Britney and her estate. Before the conservatorship was implemented, Britney went through a series of highly publicized struggles, including her divorce from Kevin Federline, postpartum depression, custody battle, loss of her aunt to cancer, and frequent run-ins with aggressive paparazzi. The hardest part for Britney was not being able to spend more time with her kids, and her housekeeper later revealed that Britney missed her son so much that she would sometimes ask the housekeeper if she could bring her own children to the house and stay the night. She used to ask me if I was happy, the housekeeper said, and I used to say yes. And she would say, I just want to be happy. I want to have a family. I want my kids to stay with me every day. It all culminated on January 4th, 2008, when Britney locked herself and one-year-old son, Jaden, in a bathroom after her visitation time ended and refused to relinquish custody to Kevin Federline. Federline then called the authorities, and Britney's home was swarmed by police, fire department, ambulance, and hordes of paparazzi. Britney ended up being taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center and placed under involuntary psychiatric hold. What's interesting, though, is that Britney was released from the hold in record time after doctors determined she was physically and mentally stable. However, on January 31st, she was placed under a second psychiatric hold and escorted from her home by what was described as a well-organized and well-orchestrated motorcade of ambulances, helicopters, and police. Until this day, the reason for this second hold is a subject of controversy. Britney's former manager, Sam Lufty, claimed at the time that Britney went willingly, while a source close to the family stated that somebody called the authorities after Britney refused to take her prescription drugs and was driving around her neighborhood like a madwoman. It wasn't until 2021 that family friend Jacqueline Butcher suggested that the second hold might have been a setup because the conservatorship was arranged overnight. The whole process was maybe 10 minutes, Butcher said. No one testified. No questions were asked. A conservatorship was granted without ever talking to her. And whatever they claim about any input she had behind the scenes, how could you have assessed her then? Shouldn't you wait a week, then interview her? She never had a chance. Following Britney's psychiatric hold, Kevin Federline was granted immediate sole custody of Sean and Jaden, and Britney's visitation rights were suspended. The very next day, after she was taken to the UCLA Medical Center, Britney and her estate were placed under temporary conservatorship at the request of Jamie Spears, who claimed that Britney suffered from dementia. Judge Goetz reportedly approved the conservatorship in less than 10 minutes, and despite Britney desperately trying to hire an attorney to prove that her civil rights were being violated, Jamie filed more documents claiming Britney lacked the capacity to hire an attorney. On October 28, 2008, Judge Goetz quietly approved permanent conservatorship, giving Jamie Spears indefinite control of Britney's personal and financial affairs. Just a month prior, Britney filmed a TV documentary titled Britney for the Record and opened up about her depressing day-to-day life under a temporary conservatorship.
There's no excitement, there's no passion.
From the moment the conservatorship was made permanent, Britney has been quietly fighting for her freedom. Britney's former manager, Sam Lufty, recently leaked